Good morning, hockey people. Actually, it's the afternoon now when I'm uploading this, so good afternoon. Right, today we're going to talk about captains and the intangibles of hockey. The intangibles are very random, but that's for later. First, captains. Now, we feel that at lower level, well, we're not we, me. It's all about me as normal, you know. Do what I want. I've captained a lot. I captained 2 years after I started playing adult hockey, when I was 15. And I captained till I was 17 and went away to university. Well, I went away to Guernsey for half a year, but didn't actually play. So, I've captained a lot. But now I've got a bit older and I've got a bit more depth to my experience. I now see that captains need to be as good, if not better, than the level that they're captaining at. Now, I've played in teams recently where this isn't the case, and odd tactical decisions, substitutions that make no sense. Don't worry, we'll send a defender up front. When it's a defender that's not very good at defending, as well as can't stop hockey ball, that really doesn't help the situation when you're already 3-0 down. It's not the answer. But it's got to be important. Clubs need to start thinking, almost. Because at the moment, it's almost a case of, oh yeah, I'll do it. No, it needs to be a case of, you should do it. All clubs, the majority of clubs, that's a fair statement. The majority of clubs have chairman, presidents, people that know the game. And this is the important bit to this. If you know the game, you can then go, you should do it, and this is why. That's important. If you do it, and you're not prepared to do it, or you're not good enough to do it, you will make mistakes. And they will be big mistakes. What else can I tell you about the world right now? It's a major step change though, because if a captain's not good enough himself, at half time he comes off the pitch, he doesn't know what's going on in the game, he doesn't understand things, and well, he doesn't understand things. It's more a case of, if you're playing at a level that really, really, really pushes you, you've not got time to think about what's going on. Now, in a lot of ways, hockey at a first team level and National League level especially is exempt from this entire conversation almost. Captains are almost pointless, relatively. I mean, yes, they're good for leading beveraging and other such social activities, but on game day, it's all about the coach. And you'll have a little team talk, but a lot of the time, it's not actually a captain that leads the huddle team talk. It's the senior player, whoever that might be. And we all know heroes, like senior players that just really, really, really put themselves through the ringer every week to try and get that win. Everyone's got one. Doesn't matter who it is. Every team in the world has that player that will put themselves on the floor, on a sand pitch, and just bleed out on the floor, you know? That's kind of the person that we all want to be, and sometimes fail to be. Really interestingly though, at the moment, I'm going to mute the laptop because that's making noises. Really interestingly at the moment though, I feel that a captain should be that player. It's got to be a player that will put themselves through the ringer, that will run 70 yards. They will do the suicide up the pitch to take to get on the end of the long corner, to then smash it into the middle, to then sprint back to make sure they're in position if you lose the ball. That's got to start being the captain. The club chairman, the presidents, the club captains know these people. You know who you want to be your captains. And you've got to persuade them. As a squad, as a club, as a committee, you have to persuade people that want reluctantly to do a job. Now, we've all got people that shouldn't be captains. We know them. We've played under them. They're not correct for the positions they're holding, but they do a job. And even if they're doing a job, you can't blindly love them. You can't. It's not correct. Everything has to have, as I was going on yesterday about the umpiring fiasco, you've got to have oversight, a bit of love, a bit of questioning. Even if your team wins the league at a canter, always have a little question. Have a little question about things. Otherwise, you're going to stagnate, and then you will do this. That's the way it works. Stagnation, don't win. Is that what's happened to Manchester United recently? It's a question. There's many, many things about that. Right, now for the intangibles. Now, everyone has pre-game fiascos, let's say. I know numerous people that go to the toilet pre-game for a number 2. And that's a thing. That's actually a thing. A lot of them are goalkeepers, really oddly. Mostly because, as a defender, I know my goalkeepers, because you have to. The tighter you are with your goalkeeper, the better you are at keeping stuff out your net. And your goalkeeper knows that you're going to be the mug that stands on the line when he's gone out sliding and someone chips him. He knows that you're going to take it on the chest or in the face to stop that goal and give him a chance of a flick if you can't get your stick on it. It happens. Someone chip shots it just outside the keeper's, the keeper's not fat enough to get there. Thin keepers better than fat keepers? Yes, they are, because they're faster. But occasionally you're like, I wish you were 2 stone heavier because that'd have hit your side. It's a thing. It occurs to me when I'm playing. But then you've got players that finish the warm-up, go to the loo, come back, put a different pair of socks on. There are many, many odd things that people do. What else are we going to talk to you about today? We've had the captain's conversation. Pretty much, a captain has to be at the level that they're playing or better. If they're not, they shouldn't be a captain. They should probably be a team manager. It's a question. Well, it's not a question. It's more a suggestion. If you're going to want to be a captain, but you're not of the level to captain and play, maybe you should manage and play. Because then, in the game, all you've got to think about is your game. Excuse me. And in your game, you can get on with it. Right? I can't decide if I'm better as a captain or a player. There's a lot of that. And numerous very good hockey players have weighed in on this conversation. And no one knows the answer. It's a bit of an issue. I've won leagues and cups and all sorts of bizarre things with clubs as a captain. I've done the same as a player. No one knows what I'm better at. But at the moment I can't take a captaincy. Slightly annoyed. Right, intangibles. We were on intangibles and then I tangented off again. Very awkward. Right. Sorry, just checking the pasta's not boiling, you know. Intangibles. Like people, I know some people that don't wash their kit till a Friday night and then wash it. Yes, that is me. I wash it on a Friday night religiously. That's it. Because I don't train at the moment. That's something else we're going to go on to in a moment, actually. We're going to discuss training. Actually, we're about to the 10 minutes, so we won't do that. That'll be another video soon. But, like, people have these bizarre rituals. And do they make any kind of difference? Is there a marginal gain? I don't know. Is there? Dave Brailsford's from here, but he won't tell me. I don't know him. Awkwardly. But yeah, we need to have a serious discussion about what is a marginal gain? Is it superstition? Is it in the head? We know that everyone loves a sports psychologist at the moment. Trust me, sports psychologist to me would be a bad combination. Because I just believe in myself. It's a problem. I over-believe in my ability to get the job done. Now, I hear that at the moment we've got some, shall we say, classy hockey players. I say classy. I have seen some of you beverage. It's not a good thing. Also, I've seen one of you in a duck jumper. Yes, that's you, England lads. Delightful, some of you. Absolutely delightful. Anyway, back to where I was. Now I'm thinking about duck jumpers. This is not helpful. What were we going to talk to you about? Also, is a marginal gain playing in the sunshine with no wind on a sand base, or is it a water base with the rain pouring down? You can hardly see 5 yards because the rain's coming in sideways, but it's your kind of game. Does it all? I don't know. We need to have a serious, we don't need to have this conversation. This is just opinion and chat, really. What actually is your favourite thing? For me, it's Beeston Hockey Club, under the floodlights, 5 o'clock pushback, people on the balcony slating me. That's the kind of game that I love. And it's always against someone that doesn't like me very much. Clubs that are almost Kanye Compass-esque. I can't say it because they're probably going to report me to the league again, so I don't want to say what club it is. But it's the shortened version of Nottinghamshire, and then a position somewhere on the diary. On the diary? On the dial. Dial? Compass. Compass, not a dial. Or a diary. Everyone loves a bit of Bridget Jones sometimes. Right. But yeah, we need to, I love it. In a game where there's thunder and fire and passion and the odd bit of dazzling skill. I love games where you feel like you've dug a slit trench in front of your D and none shall pass. I say in front of my D. Mine's a yard outside the 25. So that if I need to, I can take you out, and the worst I'm going to get's a yellow card and a free hit against me. That's fine. Personally, I love that kind of game. You're going to try and backtrack me into my 25. So that when the umpire sees the tackle, he goes, ah! Because they love it. Some umpires love it. You make a slightly outrageous tackle. Straight short. It's like, no, not at this level. I'm sorry. Yes, at National League level, but not where I'm playing, my friend. Also, on the umpiring subject, do we need umpires to actually start declaring if they have a family member playing? Now, recently, I've been in a game, and we went to their place to start with, and we got 2 umpires. I turned up a bit late. I'd umpired 2 games in the morning, rocked up, got my kit on, walked onto the pitch like, yeah, what's going on this time? Where am I playing? Oh, I'm playing defensive mid. Oh, very exciting. So, of course, I'm in full combat mode in there. Like, pretending to channel Wilson, but not doing it very well. But I'm almost nearing his card count at the moment. I've got 1 this season. I should actually have had about 10. But umpires at lower levels shy away from giving cards. Now, it produces some good results and some bad results, actually. But the point is that if parents or guardians or coaches especially are an issue, especially at university hockey, actually. The problem is that coaches, parents, people like that, it doesn't matter if they're another club member, that's going to happen. It shouldn't, and we should be finding umpires from outside our clubs. But I know that's not possible. I'm okay with that. I understand it. We should be, but we can't. Because of the way hockey's structured, the majority of umpires play as well. So we've got to find a control there somewhere. There has to be